This is a little bag on the backdrop of an extremely dirty office. And that's because it's almost tax time in Australia, so don't judge me too harshly, but this is important. This is important because for years, people have been making pay dirt that have guaranteed gold in it. And it makes sense. If you buy a box of my pay dirt, you're going to expect to get an experience like what you see on my videos, the black sand, and of course, the gold. This means that you get a little microcosm of what it's like to go panning on Reedy Creek or any of the other creeks you see in my videos, and not have to fly 3/4 away around the world just to do it. And various other reasons like, you're investing money into a product, you want to get some value back out of it. So we add guaranteed gold. That means that I create the pay dirt with unsearched concentrates that I don't know how much gold is actually in there, and then I add a set amount of gold so that you definitely walk away with the experience that I want to give you. But there's a gap in the market. This is unsearched pay. I haven't cleaned any of the gold out of it since I sluiced it on the creek. And that means I don't know how much gold is actually in there. It could be 1 gram, could be 2 grams, could be half a gram. And that is just not a good way to run a business. But that's where this comes in. I actually want to start producing an unsearched pay dirt to couple along with my brand new gold pan. This has now been affectionately called the pancake pan. These are coming out really soon. You're gonna see in some future videos on Vo-Gus prospecting where I go out to the creek and I dig a big hole and I sluice all the dirt and I put it in a bucket and then I put it in these bags. And that means that you're gonna see that there is absolutely gold in the concentrates, and you're gonna absolutely see where the gold came from, and you're gonna see me dig it out firsthand. But once it goes into this, you don't know how much gold you're gonna get. Instead, I've done my price structure based off how much time I invest into it. So I'm working for a per hour rate of what I think is fair based on what I see in the ground and in the pan and how many hours I invest into it. And then you're going to be able to buy some really cheap pay dirt that will definitely have gold in it. I just don't know how much. And I'm doing that to couple along with these pans because I want each of these pans to come along with some unsearched pay dirt. But I can't sell unsearched pay dirt if I just have a generic brown paper bag, which is where this comes in. I'm going to make a logo. I'm going to burn it onto a piece of balsa wood that I've got here and make a stamp. Now, in theory, this will work. All I'm going to do is reverse burn an image onto this piece of wood, get it to cut it out, and then that will allow me to use it as a stamp. Well, I got my settings way wrong. Let's adjust that. Okay, and start. I don't have an ink pad for this, so I'm improvising with a tissue. This is now my ink pad. In theory, this will work. Well, that's probably excessively much more than I needed, but here we are. Now, I should just be able to plonk this down on this. The ink will go everywhere, but as long as I put it in a hard surface, and we'll soak up a lot of it. And now we'll try it. You ready? Damn it! Let's just see what happens. I increase the power on the cut circle too, so yeah, a little cleaner. I don't think it's gonna work. Same deal, I'm just gonna give this a brush over because I really want, I mean, the right ink's gonna help. At the end of the day, the right ink's gonna help. This will help seal it. Ah, it's the wrong kind of wood. I haven't tried this theory yet, but I changed wood. So we went from balsa wood and then we gave it a sand to try and make it smooth and fill in the gaps, blah, 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 and went to MDF. When I went to MDF, we got a much cleaner, crisper stamp. But the ink on this was spreading, so I was using the wrong ink. It finally clicked. So now I've switched to something which is a lot thicker, which is literally just paint. Paint's on, still wet. Ugh. Stuff it up, put it on. Push, lift, logo. That is a waste of a lot of bags. So in theory, I can just go down and get a proper ink pad. That will make this a lot easier. But for now, let's see if I can actually make a proper bag. I really want this to be kind of a handmade, fun little item to get in the mail. And the way I think of doing that is making stuff like this. Middle, boot. Probably don't have to push that hard. Lift. We don't have to push that hard, but it worked. Yeah! Well, it took a while, but I got my stamp. I was gonna put a handle on it. We're good.